Hello everyone, this is an unpacking video and it's not actually an unpacking video after the trip. This is unpacking before the trip because when I pack it's too chaotic. I just don't do that. Unpacking on the other hand, I've already put everything together here, so at this point I just need to show you what's in here. So I'm going to just show you what I have. So currently I have everything here. Oh my god, the kitties are all in the way. What are you doing there, Dawn? Can't win, can't win. I know I said I wasn't going to do a packing because it's so chaotic, but you all know with cats it can get chaotic even when I'm unpacking. So let me show you what I have. I have my suitcase, I have my backpack, and I have my little handbag, which actually would go into this backpack. But I'm showing it this way so you can see. This handbag, however, will pretty much have everything that I need, but I usually have everything important here. So like a wallet, a passport. I don't actually have everything in here. This is my day-to-day bag, but essentially everything would fit in here. It's not going to be indicative of what I have. I have a cat treat in there, but there's going to be a chapstick, there's going to be a passport, wallet, my ID will be in there, my Charles Schwab debit card will be in there, everything that I would typically need on a day-to-day basis would be here, as well as a pack up a tote. But this is just what I have in my everyday basis. I have a lot of things that are usually going to be in here that are in there currently, since I'm not traveling yet now. So I'm not actually bringing this onto the trip. I'm bringing the backpack, which if I were to open it up, you will actually see it has my stuff in there and room for the handbag. So let me open this up a little bit. This is how it looks like. I have this, by the way, goes right there. So that's literally how I'm packing it. I'm just not using it right now because clearly I am not traveling. So in this backpack I have, which by the way, this is the beige backpack. I have my packable backpack, which is actually mostly for shopping, souvenir shopping or anything like that, and I just don't want to carry it. I have this Uniqlo bag, which got viral, but this is actually my Disney bag if I just want to bring something, because this is my normal day-to-day. It is waterproof-ish because of this coated canvas, but this one's for Disney. I'm not bringing a handbag there. I wanted something that would hold a water bottle. It would also hold an umbrella if needed. It is a pretty color. It will work with a lot. I have this lightweight cardigan. I purposely chose one that is buttoned down and have holes because it's going to be hot and humid in my Asia trip. I should have began with that. I'm going to Asia. If it wasn't so clear, I'm actually going to do 3 days in Taiwan, 1 day in Macau, and 2 to 3 days in Hong Kong, 7 days in Korea, which 4 days of them are going to be in Seoul, 3 days are going to be in Busan, then after that we go to Big Island, Hawaii. So as you can tell, this 16-day trip for me in the summer, I would say like it's summer feeling there. It's like 85 degrees and hot and humid. At one point it's gonna be like high 90 or like high 80, so it's gonna feel like 90. But I'm showing you this because this is how I actually pack for a 16-day trip. When I went to Japan, it's a little bit different because I knew that we were gonna be staying in one country. This is different. We're going to 4 different places where it requires us to take a plane and not exactly a train. So I really wanted to show, because not that easy for me to go on a trip like this, and I really did want to show how I pack because people are like, Christine, you're crazy. I am a little bit crazy when you see what I actually have in here. I did show you my handbag. I did show you my bags that I'm going to be using on the trip, such as my packable backpack, which does fold up. It's the Longchamp Le Pliage backpack. I have the Uniqlo Crescent bag that is specifically for things like when I'm, like there's a day in Hawaii that we're doing parasailing, there's a day we're going to zip lining, going to Mauna Kea, like things that I would not want a typical handbag for, a little bit more outdoorsy, a little bit more rugged. Disney's not really rugged, but you know, you get the point. Then I have my little light cardigan. It's the only thing that I have that like covers my shoulders that isn't a raincoat. My raincoat's actually in my suitcase. So I have this light cardigan that's actually in my backpack. So that's mostly on the plane. When I get a little bit chilly, I can put that on. Then I have my toiletries. I'm going to show you my toiletries. So as I go into here, you will see I have my sunscreen. I have all the cotton pads I need. I actually count like how many days times 2, and that's how many cotton pads I bring. Oop, I have some that have fallen. So just have so many days that I have in here. I have my little travel hairbrush. I'm not going in the order I would be using them, by the way. I have a cream. I have hair oil, something I just recently incorporated. Floss, always gotta have some floss. I have a shower cap, actually, when I went to Boston. And I got that from the hotel room. And I got this little serum that I use. It's a travel size, but I got it as like a free sample. I have a bunch of the Sun and Park toner that I used, and that's what I use the cotton pad for. I have lotion. So this is like in case the hotel doesn't have, not all hotels have it. My toothbrush. More toothpaste. I have a few toothpaste in the bottom here. A serum for my face. Facial cleanser. I have leave-in conditioner for my hair. I've started to invest a little bit more in my hair. This is the gel cream. When this one runs out, I have this. This is a travel size. And I have a hair tie. This actually came from Japan, from a hotel. I have another hair tie, which is a little bit better for your hair. I have a hair, like a little lash spoolie. I have more, this is almost done, but toothpaste. More toothpaste. It's actually from Tend. We go to Tend and we always get the little sample packs, or like the hair Care Cat. So this is the perfect size that I like for travel. And I have like a little nail clipper. So all of this fits in here. I don't use shampoo and conditioner here because I'm relying on the ones in the actual hotel. I don't. Oh my god, my stuff is falling! Unpacking is going crazy. Moving stuff back. Then here I have my bigger liquid, so I actually do get, I have my body sunscreen, I have my face one that was in my toiletry bag, and then I have this, which is specifically for my piercings. I'm still healing them, so I did need a travel size of that. I have the full size one at home. Here I have all my techs, or most of my tech. So I have my DJI Action, which we are doing some fun stuff. We're going to parasailing, zip lining, swimming with the manta rays. This would be really good for those situations where I'm not going to be using this camera that I'm holding, but this camera that will be on me. Then I have a few other things that would be for mounting and a travel adapter. This is just most of my tech, but I do have more stuff in here. So this is the pouch that if I were to be on the plane and I needed more frequently, that's what I would use it for. Packable tote. They're not necessarily secured. I have my fan. I have my tech. So in this case, this is where the USB ports, the USB cords. That's all I have right now, but there will be like a portable charger that would actually be in this bag. I would not use it because, you know, some airlines now no longer allow you to use it. This, believe it or not, is usable. This is actually a gift from Addison's friend. If you tap it, this actually will let you get onto the MRT for Taiwan. It's insane. I thought it was cool. So this is a bag charm on a bag, and there's a charm on the bag charm. So let me open this because I actually do have usable stuff in here. Yes, this does unclip, but this whole thing does not remove, so I have to literally keep it on here. I have, hard to do this one-handed, a face mask and a hand sanitizer. This is a little bit more usable, so if I didn't want to, I do have a hand sanitizer that will be in here, so this is just a backup for the bag itself. So I don't have this packed because it's still 5 days before my trip, 6 days before my trip, so not everything is actually in here. My Google badge is going to be in here because I'm going to actually go to the Taipei and Korea office, Hong Kong as well, so literally 3 Google offices while we're abroad. And my tablet, which is, there's a few things that I'm purposely not putting in here because I want it to be as charged as possible and have some things downloaded offline. So in that case, I'm actually going to have some, like maybe some Korean dramas downloaded on there from Viki. Basically, my tablet, I want it to be charged as much as I can, so it's not in here just yet. But I do have, I am going to be planning on putting in the portable charger, which will be in my handbag, and my handbag when I go there to the airport will be on my hip. It won't be in the backpack, but once we go through security, then it will go on your back then. Like honestly, the only thing I really need at that point is just my wallet, which at this point you could just do it through your actual phone. Like you have Apple Pay. So a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is going to be in my wallet, which will be in this bag, and then only after that I'm like put it back into the backpack so I don't have to worry about it. We are going to be flying Eva Air there, so I've never flown this airline to know how nitpicky they are, but we are not checking a bag. So now let me show you my carry-on bag. We are doing this trip with just a personal item and one carry-on, and because it's an international flight and many different airlines that we're going on this trip, as you can kind of tell with this itinerary, we had to be very conservative with the size of the carry-on. So this is like the small size, the size that a lot of international carry-ons should work with. But in general, a lot of times domestic are way bigger. When I say domestic, I mean US domestic. So I'm trying to open this one-handed. So flip the camera around. So I do have train passes over here for when we go from Seoul to Busan. So it's actually in this flap here. I don't have anything on this side. This is all my pants. All my pants and skirts, or my bottoms in general. And I have all my tops right here. Then I have a bunch of stuff here. I have like a laundry bag, which is basically all my dirty stuff. 2 bras, only 2 bras, a bunch of underwear. Like all my underwear is literally in this section right here. That's it. So I have a bunch of my undies. I have pretty much underwear for every single day plus one of the trip. I have 2 bras, and then I have stickies because I don't always want to wear a bra. Raincoat, this literally takes up this much space, but it is a raincoat. And then I have socks. I only have a few because I actually have these shoes that are in this container right here. They are the On Coast, so they're actually breathable. They're perfect for travel. They're super light. They are so packable. Like this is just a sole right here. The actual shoe itself is collapsed because of that. And then I have my swimsuit over here. And I have my flip-flops for the hotel room. That is literally it. And the PJs are right over here. That's it. This side, tops, shorts. That's literally it. So just hand for reference. My shorts are all in this packing cube, and then I'm going to open it up a little bit, but I do the rolling method. So showing you how I pack, I have the rolling method. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are twill. That's what that is. Then I have all of these are linen. So I have skirt here, a long skirt with pockets. Then I have shorts here. So literally 4 shorts, 1 skirt, and then 1 thicker one for when it's a little bit chillier. The skirt is what I'm like wearing for like longer pants. So everything is here. And I like to pack it this way so that way when I need to grab it, I know exactly. It's a little bit hard to tell for you because everything looks black except for this one over here. But knowing here, I can just feel it and I know exactly what I'm touching. That's it for shorts. Then I have 1 top, which is really, really thin. This is like silk though, cotton silk. Then I have a top here, halter top with a built-in bra. Then I have something from an athleisure Vori. It's like a tank. Then I have a shoulder, like a tank as well. And then I have a strapless. So literally that's all I have. And I'm wearing a dress onto the plane, which is a little bit more on the heavier side. So it covers my elbows, it covers up to my knees. So it's a little bit more conservative for a dress, but it's a little bit warm-ish when it gets a little bit chilly, but at the same time, it's perfect because it has pockets. And oh my god, so hard to do this so one-handed, but let me speed this up a little bit. Fit this in right here. And I do have an air tag actually in this pocket right over here. So I know I won't lose it when it has to be accidentally checked in. But as you can tell, I literally have space here still, and I still have some space here and there. There's not much space on this side, but there is definitely space to condense this. I have space for souvenirs here. I have space in my backpack. So that's literally it. As I was packing it up again, I realized I forgot to mention the umbrella here, which does actually have UV protection as well. I got this in Japan. And I got a reusable water bottle, which does work with hot and cold. I also am bringing this. Again, as I said, it's still ahead of the trip itself, so there's some things that I'm not packing because I want to charge until the very last minute, so that way it gets fully charged and then I know it's completely done. This camera I'm bringing, I did forget to show. On the other side of the it's a little bit too late now, but on the other side when you see, I'm going to flash the video over here. But you will see I actually do have deodorant and I have moisturizer in that little clear pocket. And I do have the rest of my like gear. So for the DJI Action, basically my camera stuff is in my personal item / in my hand right now essentially. But then I do have the mount. So because like I said, we're going to be doing zip lining, parasailing, I have a chest mount, and I also have a wrist mount. So it's actually going to be strapped to my wrist. So that's for my DJI Action. Everything is there. So I purposely had only clothes except for something that I might need to put over my shoulders if it gets a little bit too chilly on the airplane. That's in my backpack. So, and I have the toiletries in my backpack as well in case I need to take it out for inspection. But yeah, that's all I really have. The way that I like to plan is that I always have flip-flops is my always number one shoe that I'm going to be bringing because I need to have something that I wear in the hotel room. And it's always really good for shower as well. Like, I don't really trust the floors of the shower, and I don't really trust how clean it is, so I'm just going to avoid athlete's foot and fungi by just putting those in, and they take like no space at all. Then I have the travel shoes that you saw, but when I'm on the actual plane, what I'm wearing, I wear the thickest clothing that I have. In this case, I wanted to get something that is still breathable, but like a little bit thick because there's a lot more fabric. Dresses tend to be a little bit more fabric. For that particular dress I'm wearing, it has pockets, it has sleeves that go up to my elbows, and the hemline actually goes up to my knees. So it's a little bit on the longer side. Long. But and it has a button down here as well, so it's very easy for me to open it up if I need to. So I'm wearing that, and then I'm wearing my waterproof sneakers from On as well when I'm wearing it, because I know that it is the bulkiest shoe. It does not collapse like the other one that I have, but I am going to be wearing that pair of shoes that I have in the suitcase whenever it's not raining. So literally I have just 2 pairs of shoes. The main reason why I have that is because I prioritize having my feet dry. So having my feet dry means I need to have the waterproof shoes when it's raining. If it's not raining, I'm going to be wearing that because it's the most breathable shoe that I have. It's on Cloud 6 coast. So that one actually is super breathable. I could wear barefoot. I don't need to wear a sock, which is why I actually did not bring that many socks. Those socks are really when I'm wearing the On Cloud waterproof shoes. But for the most part, I'm really using the actual On Cloud Coast 5, however, On Cloud Coast 6 when I can, because it's super breathable, it's super light, I don't need to wear socks with it, it's very comfortable. At the same time, the back folds down, so I can actually wear it as a slipper as well if I really want to. I've done it around my house, like for the Cloud 5, the Coast Cloud 5, I have both. So with this one, I can take it to the beach if I want. I don't want to have like a sandal because sandals tend to be clunky and I need a closed toe, especially for some of the activities that we're doing. But at the same time, I don't want to wear waterproof because it's not really that comfortable sometimes when it's like 85 degrees, humid, and it's raining. Okay, so I have that only for when it's raining, but then I have the other one. So it collapses so thin. Like, I actually was thinking about if it's not even raining that much, I'm just going to wear that and deal with it. But no, it is raining a decent amount when we're going, unfortunately. So I'm going to wear my waterproof ones on, and then I'm packing the coast. So I would have actually had more space in my suitcase. So that's pretty much what I do for the shoes specifically. So I'm bringing 3 pairs of shoes for this, wearing one on the plane, so 2 are in my bag, but they like collapse to nothing. My underwear, as I said, number of days +1. Socks, it depends, because like the shoe that I brought, I don't need to wear socks with it. It's actually very breathable without it, and it's meant to do that because it's an antimicrobial sole. And then I also have, in general, for my bras, like since this is summertime, I don't typically like to wear bras. It's just additional clothing, and as I showed, there was like one particular top that actually has a built-in bra as well, so I don't really need that many bras. So I have 2 bras only. One is really just a backup, and I'm not actually going to be wearing both, and then the other stickies for when I don't want to actually wear a bra and I'm good without it because it has enough support. So, and then when it comes to the actual clothing itself, the way I do it is like 4x4 + 1. The 4x4 is like 4 tops, 4 bottoms. And this is like the formula that I have is like 16 days, 4x4. If I had like 12 days, I would have done like 3x4, or I could also done 4x4. I could do 3x3. Like, there's like a little bit of a range, and it's really based off of what I think I need to wear. But since it's like pretty much all summer, except for Korea, is going to be a little bit chillier. I do have the long paired, which is basically the skirt, the linen skirt, which the linen skirt is a little bit longer. It goes like up to my shin, but everything else are shorts. And then I do have that little bit of a thicker cotton twill shorts that are a little bit thicker, so that would also help. At the same time, I am wearing a skirt as well, so that I've actually New York has been the same weather as Korea for the time that we're going. So when we're going, I know, okay, the clothing that I'm wearing here is gonna work. And that's actually what I did, was like I wear it out to see, okay, is it too cold, is it too warm? That's how I figured out like what I'm packing. So linen is really thin, which is why I prioritize having linen when I travel, especially if it's like really breathable when it's hot and humid. Perfect. I don't like to bring cotton for that exact reason. It's like not really that great because it just soaks up your sweat. They're disgusting. It sticks to you at a certain point. So it's perfect for me to do linen, and they are so thin and sturdy and durable. Then I have the tops were really just kind of like, what would I want? I don't know. So I have like a top that is like a halter neck, shows my shoulders, and it's the one with the built-in bra. Then I have the tank that I actually wore when it was 90 degrees outside, so I know it works. So that one is really good because it's the Worry athleisure one, and it's actually meant for travel, so it feels good on the skin. It doesn't like absorb your sweat. So then I also had the top that you saw that's linen, but it's a tank, and then also a linen strapless. So in general, very summery tops that I have, and then my dress is probably the thickest one that I have, but again, like I'm wearing that on the plane. So 4x4, I know there's a little bit extra of a short, but that's just in case I decided that like, oh, you know what, maybe I want to wear something different, or maybe this got a little bit soiled because it got dirty outside, something like that. Just a little bit of an extra. So that's all I packed for a 16-day trip. I think it worked in our favor that it was a very hot and humid summer. That it's not summer yet, but hot and humid weather when we go. So I can actually pack this little, and worst case scenario, I can always buy something there. So this is literally it. I wanted to show it off because this is, I think a lot of people, when they're like, really? How do you still have space after 16 days? It's because I am very strategic with what I'm wearing on the plane. I'm very strategic with what I'm specifically coordinating. So the 4x4 in this case, +1. So the 4x4 is what I pack, and then the 1 is the one that I'm wearing, which typically is going to be like a dress. The dress is something that's a little bit more versatile if I wanted to wear for a nicer occasion, but mostly a lot of things that I have can be mix and match, and it will be still pretty good. So the dress is a little bit different. As you saw, it's all mostly black and blue that I have. I'm wearing a pink dress, so it's a little bit of a pop of color. So yeah, that's what I have. And even so, like, even if that is the thickest and I don't want to wear that maybe on the next plane ride or something like that, I still have room. You saw in my suitcase, I still have room for souvenirs, and my backpack is literally half empty. It's only like full once I put my handbag in, but that's just like if I talked about the area. There's still a lot of wiggle room because that is a soft shell backpack. But yeah, so that's what I have. I have a lot of space in there still, and honestly, I just wanted to kind of show this off a little bit to show you what I'm doing, but also as a preview. So right after this, this is Wednesday when I'm filming this, so I'm going to be editing this, and this goes up on Thursday. Thursday is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days before our trip. So we're going 16 or so days to Asia and Hawaii. So that's 3 weeks or so that I won't be having an upload. So I will be taking a hiatus. So let me know down below if you have any recommendations for any of the places we're going to. We're going to Taiwan, Macau, Hong Kong, Seoul, Busan, and then Big Island. So mostly Kona and Hilo in Hawaii. So let me know down below if you have any suggestions, but also what do you think about the way that I packed? How would you pack? What are your necessities? I know my mom was like, bring some medication, but I'm like, I'm not gonna bring some medication. I could buy that there. It's I don't always need I don't take medication even when I'm here, okay? So I like have the body fight itself, and then if anything I could just go to the local pharmacy, no big deal. But yeah, see you in Asia.